If I was where I would be, then I'd be where I am not. Here I am where I must be, where I would be I cannot. Oh, diddle-eye, dum, diddle-eye, diddle-eye. To the wood I am going, down through the boggy mire, down, 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 to find my heart's desire. When I first came to town, they called me the roving Jew. Now they've changed their tune. Call me Katie Crew. Oh, diddle-eye, dum, diddle-eye. Thank you so much. My name is Joey. These songs are called Average Joe. I'm going to invite everybody's favorite fiddle player, Mikey, to come and play a couple tunes.
Yeah.
We have a bit going right now? Oh yeah, great.
Oh, I get it. I like it. Yes.
Here's a tune about the virtues of shoplifting from large corporations.
Ah, wait, wait,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5-finger discount. Well, I'm walking down the aisle at the big box corporate store. I see all these shiny things that I just can't afford. I take a look around, I make sure I'm being ignored, and put one home right in my pocket and walk on out the door. Never robbed no mom and pop, what do you take me for? G-sharp. Stole from both friends and foes, goes against my morals. When it comes to these companies, they don't deserve my time. Conscience is clear, it's all on clearance for free. 99 of shoplifting, shoplifting. Dig up the shelf, treat yourself. Why not shoplifting? Why not? These corporate stores, they hoard resources and run on greed, while the poor can't afford just to meet their basic needs. They exploit the labor force, commercialize and commodify. Then they line their pockets with massive profits. I line mine with merchandise. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. Relatively speaking, that's all of us. We got the tax loopholes and wealth hidden offshore. We can't have wholesale change, we're gonna have to nickel and dime. Scanning bananas for every item at the self-checkout line. We're shoplifting, shoplifting. You gotta fight the man any way you can. Why not shoplifting? Why not? Well, I pilfered plenty packs of pens, loss prevention. I nab some nail polish, cause it don't cost a buck. I absconded with some condoms, cause they cost far too much. And I robbed them of salami when I went down to the deli. Took all their free samples till I filled up my big belly. And stole a look at one last treat before I decided to leave. Shoplifted some chocolate, cause all chocolate should be free. I see shoplifting. Got back the man awakened. Why not shoplifting? Hey, Sarah had a song that's sort of similar to this next song's idea. Let's have a round of applause for Sarah. When you play this kind of music, there's a whole subgenre called murder ballads, which is, if you're not familiar, I mean, you live in Tennessee, so you probably know what a murder ballad is, but, you know, it's a song about how, like, you are filled with, like, you know, you're dating, you know, a young lady, and, you know, you're courting, and then at the Grange Hall, she dances with another man at the square dance. And in a bout of murderous, jealous rage, you kill them both and then yourself. That's kind of how the archetype of the genre goes. And there's a lot of songs about that, but not that many songs about how it's fine to kiss your friends and maybe murder isn't a great approach to romantic relationships. Well, my baby got a baby, baby, that's okay with me. Being out on the road, Lord knows she gets lonely. Music kicks that don't get me down. You know I get mine when I'm back in town. I don't get all petty till she got enough to go around. Well, when it comes to love, I want abundant connection. I don't mistake my sweetheart for some kind of possession. Nobody's body's my property. What turns me on is autonomy. Bring me lie and cheat, honey, you had me. Say my lover got another lover, buddy, that's good to me. I see the UC fuming with jealousy. Get some chicks that don't get me down. You know I get mine when I'm back in town. Nobody's body's my property. What turns me on is autonomy. Bring me lie and cheat, honey, you ask me. That's a favorite Persian. Nobody's body's my property. What makes me hot is autonomy. Rain on me, lie and cheat, honey, you as you please. I mean, do what you please. I say, do whatever you please. Thank you. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We're going to keep doing a couple these kinds of songs until we get into the weird stuff. Anybody here broke right now?
Yeah. So many ways.
Anybody here so broke that acquiring the basic things you need like food and a place to live become sort of a struggle in your life? day to day, week to week, month to month? Anybody here experiencing that? Anybody here living under an economic and social structure that makes the acquiring the things you need to survive contingent on selling your labor for less than its inherent value? That's crazy. It seems like we could do it a different way. Wouldn't you say? All right, here's a song that's kind of about that in a roundabout way. It's in the key of D. Sorry, I lied to you. I said it was all G and C. But I love it. Well, the cost of living is killing me. My landlord takes half my pay. That's only after the boss steals my wage and the taxes have had their way. With the pennies that I'm left with, I'm expected to survive. Just on time, my dash starts flashing with the check engine light. Check engine light. Check engine light. Well, I don't know if I can take this anymore. Check engine light. Check engine light. Well, how is it I can't even afford to be poor? Well, we all been hitting hard times. We're just hardly scraping by. I'm scraping up change from my ashtray, paying for gas with nickels and dimes. My vehicle and I got something in common. We're both always broke. I'm ignoring all of those warning sounds and just turn up the radio. Check engine light. Check engine light. My dashboard is lit up like a Christmas tree. Check engine light. Check engine light. Safety doesn't come first, I consider it a luxury. Every time I think I might have a handle on my life, I get a reality check from my check engine light. Check engine light. Check engine light. My dashboard is lit up like a Christmas tree. Check engine light. Check engine light. I don't need more reminders of my poverty. Every time I think I might have a handle on my life, I get a reality check from my check engine light. What else we got together, Mike? Let's take a look at the set chart. We're gonna do the sad one. All-Star? Smash Mouth? That's not a sad one.
Makes me cry every time.
That's our generation's happiest song. Actually, this song, in a roundabout way, Sarah played a song for you that she said, I wanted to write a kind of a country waltz kind of tune, and I heard her play that at Clifftop, and I said, I want to write a sad kind of tune. And so I wrote this song. It's It's about a feeling that I have often, and I just experienced again real recently. I had a bedroom for the first time in like 2 years. I had a bedroom for like 7 weeks. And I don't know if you guys have ever had a bedroom, but it's really nice. I had forgotten how nice it is to have a room where you can go in and close the door, and you can, read comic books or do whatever you want to do in there, and no one can come in unless you want them to. It's really nice. And now I'm like, okay, time to go live in a van again. What the fuck are we doing here? And also when you're doing that, it's hard to maintain. The people that I love so many people. I feel really grateful for that, but they live all kind of different places. I have to go drive to see them, and that can be difficult. So you don't get to see them all that often. Like, for example, I come to Cookeville, I get to see these folks, and then I'll say, see you next time. I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be sometime. So this is song kind of about that phenomenon. It's a country crooner, and it's in the key of G. This is going to be the first of many lyrically dense songs. But y'all are, you got couches. You got nothing to complain about. All right, here we go. I've been biding my time. I've been biting my tongue. Feeling down and out. Down on my luck. It seems this hollow ground has all been hollowed out. Seems nobody knows what I'm talking about. My brow's always furrowed. My criticism is thorough. Disconnection breeds disdain. Something wrong with my brain. Am I the only one who's sane? I'm afraid of the answer, so I just run away. I'm sorry, darling, but I must be leaving. Trying to find something that I can believe in. You're the angel on my shoulder, but these demons are screaming, and I can't make sense of it all. I know it's hard to love someone like me, searching for purpose. Everything's fleeting, searching for purpose. Poetically screaming, trying to keep this sloppy heart beating. But maybe someday I'll quit the road, and you can show me the meaning of home. Been drinking alone at a crowded bar. I've been thinking about how ugly the pretty people are. I've been wondering how I could be somebody else. Wondering what it would be like to truly be myself. Searching for refuge among the refuse, trying to monetize on mankind's demise. Am I fighting for a future, or am I running scared? This savior complex, such a cross to bear. I'm sorry, darling, but I must be leaving. Trying to find something that I can believe in. I wouldn't trade the way you sing all the lilacs in Ohio for all the pretty gals in Tennessee. You know it's hard to leave someone like you. And love's the closest thing we've got to absolute truth. You hear the cage birds singing, you let it loose. Might just return to roost. Baby, someday I'll quit the road and you can show me meaning of home. Won't you show me meaning of home? Show me meaning of home. Cool. Thanks so much for listening to all those words. I have a whole bunch more for you. Does that sound okay? Sometimes you have to play when you're a musician, a touring musician. Sometimes you have to play in environments that are loud and there's football games on. I love football, but not when I'm playing. Sure. And also I want you guys to know that I say all the pretty gals in Tennessee, no matter what state I'm in. That's not like a shtick. Anyways, this is a really nice environment where there's an attentive and quiet and relaxed audience. And so I'm going to take advantage of that to read you a very long poem. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. If you fall asleep, it's fine. It's a school night. In fact, if you need to take a nap now, would be the time. It's called Versions of Persons. Ready? There's so many versions of persons to be, but they all seem so different than me. In attempts to relate, I sometimes take the shape of different characters. A drunken hobo under a bridge, a social worker who helps impoverished kids, or a normal 9-to-5er with a big old TV screen. Part of a supportive community, a rambling loner traveling free, or an environmental studies major with an interest in classical literature. A crystal-clutching woo-woo type, a punk rocker screaming their plight, or a college girl on spring break drinking limeritas with all her besties. A hate-fueled man lurking 4chan, an indie photographer on Instagram, or a leftist podcast comment content curator. A stoner drinking Mountain Dew all day, a meal prepper counting caloric intake, or a beat poet with some eccentric, obsessive little tick. An American flag waving MAGA man, an Antifa protester blocking the tar sands, or a handsome jazz pianist with a scar across the face. A disgruntled and nostalgia-ridden boomer, a neurodivergent and doom-pilled zoomer, or a mother with a bouncing babe in her arms. A fiddler in an old-time string band, a cocaine-addled, washed-up rocker man, or a karaoke singer letting loose in front of her coworkers for the first time. A fat cop in a bowling league, a street performer with a trick up his sleeve, or a tattoo convention attendee with something clever to sell. A professional athlete who drives a sports car, a filthy carny admiring the stars, or a YouTube conspiracy theorist who has it all figured out. An evil man at the stock exchange, some street urchin spanging some change, or a deranged shirtless someone singing on the subway at midday. A quiet, humble, bookish type, an REI-supplied hiker guy, or the kind of person who has the courage to self-emulate. An immortal, anonymous graffiti artist, a kinkster tied up in a shiny leather harness, or a weapons contractor who sleeps easy at night. The chasm that divides you and me sometimes feels insurmountably wide, and that's to say nothing of the array of different people that I have been. I've been a stand-up comedian and a poetry major. I've been a DIY musician and an independent filmmaker. I've considered driving off of bridges to make my brain stop talking. I've slept by the river, by the railroad tracks, under the stars on the beach. I've been awoken in my van by the knock-knock-knocking of the police. I've writhed in misery in hotel rooms that someone else paid for. I've set up house shows, benefit concerts, and international tours. I've been the only punk amongst a bunch of hippies at the hippie festivals. I've felt unwelcome for not being punk enough, or queer enough, or train corps enough. I've organized a cappella song circles and music festivals with no sponsors. I've organized the front of house against the greedy lying bosses. I've found my gods in the old songs when I can shut up long enough to hear what they have to say. I've been the class clown and the emo kid. I've been mean to the people who are going through some shit. I've never got my ass kicked, and you could probably tell. I've written a song for my dead dog. I've whispered into the rivers to my dead friends. I've watched a piece of furniture transform from a deathbed to just another recliner. I've been a dropout, and I've made the dean's list. I've shouted in the streets with a raised fist. I've wallowed in recognition of the hidden complacency in my comfort. I've been a creep with a windowless white van. I've driven a lifted pickup truck to compensate for what's in my pants. I found my freedom in a 98 Jeep Cherokee. I've been a starstruck at football games and comic book conventions. I've been the subject of very serious interventions. I would certainly be dead by now if it were not for the patience and care of people whose lives I have made very difficult. I've chatted capitalism with teenage waitstaff. I've waited in line for Mickey Mouse's autograph. I've camped in a patch of grass besides the highway that leads to Disney World. I've been a Greyhound ghoul and a van lifer. I've been an Amtrak aberration and a hitchhiker. Though I've never hopped a freight train, I probably know a kid sitting on the median with a cardboard sign and a dog. I've been the only white guy at the Swissville corner bar. I've been the only queer person in the Wyoming corner bar. I flirted with chain-smoking bartenders far older than me, daring them to take me home. I've been drenched in sweat at an orgy in the desert. I've done nose drugs at the gay sex club men's room. I've been uncomfortable and nervous standing in the corner at the rave. I've dug my own grave in attempts to be seen. I've counted my blessings in a cabin fever dream. I've been offered support and proceeded to take advantage, over-asking and overstaying my welcome. I've been the only one who could make my baby brother smile. I've made him cry when I shamed him for his diet. Years later, I took her to her first house show. I've smoked mid-blunts at senior week teenage dreams. I've high-fived my heroes at Warped Tour at age 16. I've vomited in the ayahuasca teepee. I flipped burgers, delivered Chinese food, served cocktails, and drove a checkered taxi. I worked construction, retail, grocery, sorted junk mail at the junk mail factory. And in a drought-stricken hills of California, engulfed in perpetual flame, I have watered, harvested, bucked, dried, and trimmed marijuana buds the size of your forearm. Woo! I've got silly tattoos stabbed in with drunken laughter. I've got tattoos that are such a serious matter, I don't even talk about them or understand what they mean. I've asked people to leave an event because someone was uncomfortable with their presence. I've been asked to leave an event because someone was uncomfortable with my presence. I've had to grapple with these feelings either way. I've never been the best man at a wedding, but I think I'd be pretty good at it. I wasn't even invited to the wedding of my best friends for various reasons. I've written zine after zine, and I'm still not convinced, poem after poem, and I still have this itch, songs and albums and conceptual art pieces, but I can't quite seem to nail it down. I've had a lot of fun, made a lot of memories, and ruined my life with alcoholism. I've offered guidance and support in recovery spaces for folks with all kinds of addictions. I found myself unable to cry in therapy on more occasions than I care to think about. I've refused to take my meds, tried to adjust my meds, tried to convince myself that I don't need medication when I need secure housing and unconditional acceptance. I've stayed in the squats of Europe, day labored on the community farm. I've walked through the ghettos of Oakland alone in the dark. I've seen myself in the crazy faces of the tent city screamers. I've lied to my mother. I've never met my father. I've been revered by people who don't know any better. I've been the goofiest motherfucker on the wedding reception dance floor. I've been a fuck buddy, a primary, a sweetheart, and a metamor. I've let people down who love me. I've been the victim of abuse. I've been the perpetuator of abuse. I've got only so many days left, and that is a fact. I've benefited from privileges I can't even see. I've wasted a lot of time studying philosophy. I've heard the word of God slip through my pursed lips. I've begrudgingly created content. I've been the biggest fan of my own total nonsense. I've delivered beauty to people who needed it most. I've ridden my high horse into the face of danger. I've handed out test strips and taken drugs from strangers. I've not yet let sinister cynicism take me over. I've been some asshole in traffic, some bare ass at the gym. I've been the jogger on the trail and the novice fisherman. I've often wondered if what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I've gone from atheist to agnostic to true believer and back. I've been overwhelmed with abundance and haunted by lack. I've come to grow fond of the waking up in America's unending parking lot. I've been enraptured in embrace and convinced I'd die alone. I've masturbated in the shower of a complete stranger's home. I've made love with people who no longer speak to me. I've rode the bench in Pee Wee football, but my folks came to the games. I bowed at the entrance of my martial arts dojo and claimed that I lived to train. I've had a phase when I was 17 where I got really into film. I've been in the mosh pit. I've been in the dice game. I've been in the spotlight. I've gotten a taste of fame. I've been the one busking outside the line at the venue in the cold. I played in punk bands with skate park circle pits. I played for Rainbow Gathering trippy hippie kids. Right now I'd probably rather be reading. I've been the fat kid at the middle school pool party. I've motivated friends to come to the gym with me. I've learned to stop worrying and love my stupid, disgusting, decaying fucking body. I've had my nose stoved in by someone who loves me. I keep up with friends all over the country. We take turns talking each other down from the proverbial ledge. I've attempted to be a supportive friend. I've lent an ear and extended a helping hand to people who proceeded to kill themselves. I've eaten from the trash at the Renaissance Fair. I shit my pants at Burning Man. I have nothing left to prove. So how will I appear in your poem? Who will you be when you read this? Consider these words the river into which you will never step twice. Thank you.
Yeah!
Do you have that somewhere, like on the interwebs?
No, but you can have that copy.
Yay! At one point I was going to ask if you were God, then I was going to ask if you were me.
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Both are true. I'm going to play you a brand new song that I've never played for a group of people before. Does that sound exciting?
Yes.
This is a really receptive crowd to be experimental with, so I appreciate that. This song is specifically for Andrew. It's about having a parasocial relationship with artists and God, and them being similar relationships. Let's see if I can remember. We're entering the strange part of the set in case. Trying to sell me something, and I must admit us our sins of idolatry. I am groveling for the approval of the objects of my worship, calling it a religious community. If I've been forsaken or simply forgotten, will I be forgiven if I remain hidden? Repentance and resentment, my punishment will be endless until I kill the average Joey in my head. Speaking to me now. John Brown heard those voices too. Only you'd sit and listen to the whispers in the distance. You'd hear God telling you what to do. Thank you.
I'm trying to be Christ-like, but I'm frightened of sacrifice. It's easy to compare if you care to fantasize. I am conspiring in a collapsing empire with the meek and the beaten around a dying campfire. We're searching for a world worthy of salvation, fighting for faith among the deprivation. We refuse to fund a violent empire while paradise is colonized by liars. So we travel the land in roving bands, gathering our followers on Instagram. Evil men thread the camel through the eye of the needle. We remain like children, meek and feeble, spreading the word of apocalypse, the good word of the gospel always on our lips. Warning the poor of the end of days, praying heaven is ours if we just rise up and claim it. The first shall be last when we feel God's wrath through collective psychosis and climate collapse. The fires of hell will be felt on earth. Money exchangers' tables finally turned. Oh Christ, good God, how could I compare this Savior complex? Such a cross to bear. mumbling our revelations, a whole book worth of revelations when the sea at last swallows me. I'll finally be free. This ridiculous fantasy, what created me. Okay. Everybody doing okay?
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. No one ever, gets to ask me that. Play your song, I'm gonna play another new one. I guess I'll play it too. I just had an opportunity to spend some time in Bristol, Tennessee / Virginia, the birthplace of country music, according to the museum there.
Big sign you got.
It's a big sign. You get a big sign, you can say pretty much whatever you want. We all learned that the last couple weeks, didn't we? Anyway, I wasn't there because of the sign. I was there because some really talented musicians that I know live there, and they are gracious enough to record music with me. I somehow, by a series of follies and accidents, ended up becoming good pals with some really talented musicians and recording artists there, and I got to record some music over the last 3 days. I've been doing all the parts about being a musician, where you just send a lot of emails and you try to create content, and people tell you that you're not good enough and you don't have enough followers and you don't have enough Spotify listeners, and you just eat shit all the time, you know? Everybody know what it's like to be an independent artist, just eating shit all the time. I've just been doing that part, and then over the last week I've gotten to do the part where you go and see your friends and you play music for them and you create art with your friends and you sing together, and that is the good part. And it's worth eating all the shit in the world to be able to do some of that. I'm grateful that I got to record those songs. Can't wait to share them with you. They sound really fucking cool. What I do, the trick of it is you write a dumpy little song and you get really, really talented musicians to play on it. It makes you sound like you're
I've done that.
So this is one of the songs I got to record, and I'm gonna play it for you. Thanks so much for spending your evening. You have no idea how many times it took me to do that in the studio. Perfect. Take after take after take. I've been cursed with a troubled mind. Maybe it's some kind of disease. I've been prescribed the medications. I've tried therapy. Done all kinds of funny things to put my mind at ease. But nothing ever seems to do the trick. Been to the church services, I've been on the meditation retreats, I've read all of the literature, I've written terrible poetry, wasted my precious time in search of the perfect philosophy. Nothing ever seems to do the trick. Tried drinking myself stupid, I've tried scaring myself smart, I've tried to diagnose my mind and open up my heart. All just stumbling in the dark, searching for something inside of us. I tried to stay in school. I tried to find honest pay. I still got a lot to learn, still got a lot to say. Tried to not give a damn, and I've tried to keep the faith. Nothing ever seems to be true. Tried to put down some roots. I've tried to be free as a bird. I've tried living on a prayer. Tried casting my curtains. Had my head up in the clouds and my face shoved in the dirt. Nothing ever seems to be true. I've tried sobering up, I've tried to get my head on straight. I've tried to open up my mind and quiet down my brain. Seems to me that we're all equally, seems to me that we're all equally afraid. Just how much we need each other. Thanks so much, everybody. I have a plan for the rest of this performance because I am a professional. I'm going to play you one more song, and then I was hoping that maybe we could all sing together as a nice closing to the evening. Does that sound okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. And then if you really want me to play another song after that, you can say so. But also, this isn't me telling you that that's what you should do. I'm saying, genuinely take a look inside of yourself and think, do I want to spend another 8 minutes in this room? Make a calculation. I don't know what time you have to wake up in the morning. But before I play those last couple of songs, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my merchandise. I'm going to do a little commercial. You know when you're watching a YouTube video about like what dinosaurs really looked like? That's what I do on YouTube. Because, you know, Jurassic Park, they're just guessing. I mean, we got pictures.
They got feathers.
They have feathers. That's exactly right. See, you go on YouTube. I know Sarah be going on YouTube. This is nice. It feels like we're at a house show because there's, I mean, no house has this many couches, but it's like that kind of environment, though, you know. Anyhow, I'm going to do a commercial now for my merch. I'm a traveling musician, which means that I have no money ever, except for when you buy some of my merchandise. Then I have that money in my pocket for that, and then I walk out the door. I go to the gas station. I give it to the fossil fuel companies that are driving us ever closer to the brink of extinction. And then I go to the next show. I do it again. So if you want to help me keep doing that, you can purchase some of these items on Perhaps This Tracks. First of all, I have a vinyl record. If you liked the piano songs and like the weird, spooky, dark shit, that would be the record you would want to check out. It's got a bunch of badass cello all over it. It's got a bunch of really cool musicians like I was describing. It's the only ever Average Joey vinyl record, and I'm really proud of it. I worked really hard on it. I made it sound really good, I think, and I'm really stoked about it. I hope you'll check it out. It also comes with like a cool lyric book and stuff, so that's worth checking out. If you are into the words, I have a book of my song lyrics, but it's like a poetry book. Like it's just the words in there. You can't hear a book when you're reading it, so it's like that, but it's poetry. And there's like photos of like kind of like my scrawling in my notebook of what it looked like before it became a song, you know. So that's kind of a cool thing, and it's like a real book. It has a spine. It's not a zine. This is a book. I also have. What else do we have? Oh, I have CDs. If you're into more of the stuff that might be just playing fiddle on the banjo kind of stuff, the country stuff, the like. I enjoyed the first 15 minutes of the set, and the last 30 minutes has been really grueling for you. If that's what you're feeling right now, then there's a CD for you. It's kind of all just the banjo kind of tunes. I also have a bunch of zines, and I have a variety of different kinds of zines. And I want to tell you a little bit about each of them. I just completed the zine. It's called Love as a Revolutionary Social Ethic. It's about how we can take the concept of love, about how you take care of one another, you know? Like when you love someone or something, you take good care of it. And we can expand that to a general social principle about, you know, how we could organize our social relationships as well as our personal ones around an ethic of love. So if that's the kind of bullshit you're into, you can check that out. I worked really hard on it. I also have one about mental health and mental illness and how, you know, I'm someone who has depression and anxiety, and I reckon that I feel those things not because there's something particularly wrong with my brain chemistry, but because I live in a world that makes me, that requires me to do things that are unnatural to a human body and soul and mind in order to survive. We are all forced into those situations, and it makes us feel bad to be in that. And that's not something wrong with you, that's actually something right with you. That's your heart and brain working correctly, going, what the fuck is going on? This is not right. So I wrote a whole thing about that, and if you want to check that out, you can too. I also have a zine, an a cappella song singing zine. And so this is a book of songs that I and some fellow travelers have compiled for a cappella singing, which we're going to do in a little bit. It's a cool resource that you can use to sing with people. I genuinely believe that in times like these, that singing is a tool that we can use to bring people together. You literally get on the same wavelength, you know, when you're singing with a group of people. It feels good because, like, it is good, you know? And so if you're interested in singing with your friends, there's a book there, and it's cool. It uses black magic technology. You know those QR codes? The book has a QR code on each page, and if you scan it, a ritual takes, a spell takes place, and your phone will show you a song, and you can hear it. This is a book you can hear. And then you can learn the melody, and you can sing with your friends. You know, it's kind of a cool thing like that. I also have a bunch of free stuff in that suitcase. Anything that's in this suitcase proper is free. You can just take it. You don't have to talk to me if you don't want to. If you want to, that's fine too. But inside of there's some harm reduction materials. There's some drug test strips and some Narcan. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. There's also a flyer for a harm reduction recovery punks meeting that some friends and I do over Zoom every week. If you are someone you know has a relationship with any kind of substance that maybe doesn't feel great to you all the time, it's a meeting that's for you. It's harm reduction model, which means you don't have to be abstinent to attend. There are no criteria to attend. You're welcome to go. It's a bunch of freaks and weirdos and travelers and queers and punks that attend. And it's a nice space for us all to talk about what we're going through, whether it relates to substances or not really. So check that out if that's a helpful resource for you. There's also an email list, so you can sign up for that, and then we can sort of circumvent this middleman of social media platforms that are exploiting our neurology and our biological deep-seated human need to feel belonging and connection to one another in order to profit and literally destroy the fabric of our society. That being said, I also have Instagram, Facebook, so check those things out too. It does help an independent artist, you know. You gotta get those numbers up, kid. And a good way to find all that stuff for me is I have these matchbooks over here, and you can take one of those and scan that QR code, and that'll give you access to like all the music and the scenes and everything, and some other cool resources there too. So check that out. Take one of those. I have thousands of them. I'd really love for you to leave this room with that in your pocket. And if nothing else, you have some matches now. Anything we didn't touch on? I know this is like a long commercial, but it's going to be worth it for me because maybe you'll buy some. Oh, there's stickers. There's free stickers in there. Oh, I have my buttons too. They say punch up, kick down, which I think is really clever. And there's a sign explaining what that means if you want to know more about that. Also, Andrew has some of their zines over here.
I brought 2 copies of Everything is Folked and Everything's Folked, so that's Everything's Folked up in the world. Everything's Folked. The first issue has an article about Joey that I wrote, and there's also a book of original poems I wrote about what his other song was about, the one he dedicated to me. I wrote a whole book of poetry that's kind of like that, how the music has changed my life.
Oh, yeah.
I really have felt seen. There are a few times that I felt more seen than Andrew's article. This is someone truly true, a fellow traveler. Should there ever be one.
Give it up for Andrew's music articles in general.
Last time Joey was in Cookeville, he came in and guest lectured in my classes.
I was just telling the story yesterday.
And this one guy whose all his music was that music I was whining about.
Yes.
He had a whole playlist of mostly that kind of music, and then he made a playlist and he put Joey in the middle of all that other stuff. It was the coolest thing ever. Like,
You know, I'm a person who can, I can generally make a room of people. I'm a little charming, I know. I can get a room of people to generally kind of be interested in what it is that I have to say. Holy shit, I went into this room of 19-year-old engineering majors on a Monday morning.
yeah.
That is a tough fucking crowd.
Yeah.
I have lines, I do this pretty often, so I have lines that I know that will get a reaction or a laugh or at least a little bit of engagement. It was tough. I left there being like,
Stone-faced eye rolls. Yeah, every day I gotta crack that, man. It's true.
I do not envy that. Sometimes I get to thinking like, I could be like a professor, I'd be good at that. But like in my head, it's all a bunch of like bushy-tailed, can't wait to see what Professor Joe has to say today. But no, it's a bunch of people that are like, I'm hungover and I want to get laid. Get me the fuck out of here. Yeah, that was a funny time. I appreciated doing that. There was in each one though, there was one blue-haired girl who was like, I see you. And that's what matters, truly. Okay, so yeah, come check out some merch if you'd like. Also, all the zines, I don't make them to make money. I make them to try to distribute propaganda and information. So I would love for you to have one, even if you don't want to give me money for it. It's totally fine. I work so hard on trying to articulate these thoughts that live inside of my brain, because if I don't write them down, I will die, I think. So I'd love for you to check them out. Okay, 2 more songs, and then if you want to hear another one, you can let me know, but genuinely no pressure. This is another new one, and I think it's pretty good. So here we go. Thank you so much for your patience. I know that I've been talking a lot, so I feel like we're all just chilling in God's living room.
Amen.
I awake to the bad news. A little worse than yesterday. Everything's changing so fast. Nothing ever seems to change. Sometimes I try to plead ignorance. Eden's tree bears a fruit so sweet. I am grateful for our fall from grace. With the joy comes the grief. With the doubt comes belief. The void cannot be avoided. What will cure our dis-ease? Well, the people that we love, I believe, are enough. On my better days, I'm blank staring in the kitchen, wishing that things were different. I've been conditioned by these conditions to accept contradictions and reject my convictions. My faith will not be easily shaken, as long as there's stories to be told and beauty to behold. That's the only creed that I need. On my better days. Prophets are right and life is suffering. We are truly doomed. I'd like a chance at one last dance. I'd like to get good at suffering with you. Sometimes I try to plead innocence. I've felt heaven in your song. And I've trudged through the depths of hell when a sense of isolation won't leave me alone. Spend so much time in our heads. Think we're going out of our minds, but our hearts keep on beating despite taking a beating while we're raging against the machine or the dying of the light. I still have faith in a fate worth fighting for. Call it futile, call it pious naivety. I still believe that we shall be free. On my better day. On my better day. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. So what we're going to do now is do a little bit of group singing. Does that sound fun to everybody?
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to sing a song that I wrote. It's really easy, and I'm going to teach it to you. I'm going to sing it to you first so you know what you're getting yourself into, and then we'll learn it together, okay? Okay. This will be the last song for the night, so thank you so much for being here and spending time with us. Thanks for singing
I want
along.
you to play one more after that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. If you promise to sing, you promise to
I'm
sing.
singing. I came closer to sing.
Okay, great. So I want to just make it clear to everybody in this room that when we're singing together, it's not about being a good, like if you're like, I don't sing, I'm not like a good singer. That's not a real thing. That's fake news they made.
I'm sorry.
It's fake. There's no such thing as being a good singer and not a good singer. It doesn't matter how it sounds, it matters how it feels right in here, you know? And singing is, like I said, something we can all feel like there's something greater than the sum of its parts, eh? So let's try that together and keep that in mind as we're singing together. The song goes like this. People have been singing as long as they've been anything. People will be singing long after I am gone. If the light flickers out, we shall surely sing about the darkness. Okay, we're going to learn that together. I know you're thinking, I don't know all those words. Yeah, put a little faith in your old pal Joey. We've been, I feel like, I've earned it, I think, at this point. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to learn it together. Okay, just repeat after me, okay? Here we go. People have been singing.
People have been singing.
As long as they've been anything.
As long as they've been anything.
People will be singing.
People will be singing.
Long after I am gone.
Long after I am gone.
If the light flickers out.
If the light flickers out.
We shall surely sing about.
We shall surely sing about
the darkness.
the darkness.
Nicely done, everybody. We're going to do it now together in two lines at a time. And, it's fucking dark times, everybody. And so just keep singing no matter what else happens, okay? It's good for us. It can't hurt, at least, Okay, let's keep that in mind for this next go around. Ready? People have been singing as long as they've been anything.
People have been singing as long as they've been anything.
People will be singing long after I am gone.
People will be singing long after
I am gone.
If the light flickers out, we shall surely sing about.
If the light
Flickers out, we shall surely sing about
the darkness.
the darkness.
Hell yeah. Okay, now we can do it all together, yeah? Now we know it. Okay.
Get there.
That's okay. If you don't know the words, just kind of mumble. Mumble your way through it. Okay, here we go, everybody. Let them hear you outside. It's Thursday. Let's give it some of that. Let's get loud with it. Here we go. People have been singing as long as they've been anything. People will be singing long after I am gone. If the light flickers out, we shall surely
Sing about
the darkness.
darkness. People have been singing as long as they've been anything.
People
I'll be singing long after I am gone.
If the light flickers out, we shall
Surely sing about
the darkness. One more time. People
I've been singing as long as they've been anything.
People
I'll
will
be singing long after I am gone.
If the light flickers out, we shall
Surely sing about
the darkness. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. That's the end of the show. Should I give? What's that?
One of my favorite banjo songs.
Which one?
Let Me Break My Heart.
Oh, okay, I can do that one. Yeah.
I would like that.
Okay. But I'm gonna go backstage, and then you gotta
Okay.
Okay, thanks everybody. Good night.
Encore!
I'm gonna do two more because this isn't like an encore song, so it's just for Sarah and then I'll actually.
Oh, this song.
First cup of coffee, steady my shaking hand. Second cup is just enough to get shaken all over again. Well, make no mistake, my heart can race when I met you from the start. I don't even know your name, but I let you break my heart. I know just how I felt before I felt this way. You to make this rambling man want to settle down straight away. Well, I don't know if I love you, but hey, when we're apart, might not be meant to be, but I let you break my heart. Oh, yeah. I don't know what to do with all these thoughts inside my head. Ever since the day you left, I felt I'd been better off dead. Well, I got the look and I got the charm, but baby, I ain't too smart. I don't know why I'm such a fool. I went and let you break my heart. Oh no! Just when things are looking up, they come back down again. So I grabbed a scrap of paper, I picked myself up a pen. Well, I got the blues and down the blues, I ain't got it so hard. Got myself a brand new tune, but I will let you Okay, I'm gonna play one more as an actual last song. Do you want to hear my like hit pop punk
We are the
song?
anarchists. You don't do
Oh, I don't know how to sing that.
I want you to play whatever you want to play.
You don't have to sing it.
We could do my pop punk hit single, or we could do another sing along.
Wait,
Pop punk.
Is one of those the karaoke song?
No. You look
Whatever's
deep
your
cuts.
favorite
That's
song
that's
that you
like my favorite song too.
Which one's your
That's his
favorite?
favorite
The karaoke
That's
king.
one of
Oh,
our
I love
favorites.
that song so much.
I asked you guys at the beginning of the show if you had any songs you wanted
I
to do.
wasn't thinking until when you sang the new one with where you referenced like 10 different, that made me remind me.
Yeah.
That would be a good
I'll
B-side,
sing-
A-side situation.
I'll sing that to you later.
I want to hear what you want to play.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on people are down to sing again.
I'll sing.
I like
I'll
to
always
sing.
fucking sing.
I'm gonna do the funny one. It's been a lot of heaviness tonight, right? Let's do the Okay, thanks so much, everybody. I'm called Average Joey. I will come to Cookeville again, and I hope that you will come to that show too.
I'll be here. When is it?
Sometimes I feel like I'm a decent person. Do what's right and try my best. I got a long, long list of accomplishments, and I am a good and caring friend. Cute and charismatic, thoughtful and intelligent. And then I hear that voice inside my head. The one that knows me best, the one that knows what I really am. I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. Yeah, sloppy and sad. Selfish and greedy, constantly entirely mad. I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. Bullshit full of myself. I am ugly, I am desperate, dumb as hell. I'm trying to work on my shit. Reach inside this mind of mine and figure out what's wrong with it. I see a kind lady once a week. Listen to my bullshit, talk to me about me, and she helps me along the way as I go to process my progress. Deep inside she knows I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. Sloppy and sad, selfish and greedy, constantly needy and entirely mad. I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. Full of myself. I am ugly, I am desperate, I'm dumb as hell. I will try to trick you, I will try to fool you, I will try to make you fall in love with me. I'm not even good at the thing that I am best at, defense mechanisms, making songs like these. Before you get too close, something you should know, probably already plain to see. I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong. I can tell there's Bible verses underneath these tarps. 'Cause I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. I'm sloppy and sad. Selfish and greedy, constantly entirely bad. I'm a stupid fucking idiot loser. Full of shit, full of myself. I am ugly, I am desperate, I'm dumb as hell. I am ugly, I am desperate, dumb as hell. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Thank you for this really cool space you're having us. This is